trend here. So for the trends, right, we have what we call the uptrend, and we call the downtrend, right? And these are very simple terms, simple, but sometimes can be confusing. Okay, uptrend is basically, let's start with uptrend. Uptrend basically, yeah, is what we call an upwards movement in charts. So how do I explain it? So let's say I always. Yes, great. So yeah, when we see something like this sometimes charts are not usually like this. We usually have internal structures, but like yeah, like this is actually like a typical uptrend. Okay, so now when we see an uptrend, what we usually look for is the higher highs, higher lows. If the higher high is broken, then the next high should be an higher high. So what it means is that usually when we've had a previous downtrend or a previous range, these are terms that I would explain to the world. But then when you start seeing a break of the previous high, right? A break of the previous high and the rejection of the previous low, right? This high is where you can start looking at what you call an uptrend, and they're usually relatively easier to see on the higher time frames. For an uptrend to be valid, okay, there are usually two things I look for. There has to be a break of an high. Yes, there has to be a break of a previous high, right? This is the previous high. Yes, then a push upwards, break, and we have to reject this low, or we don't have to come back to break this low. Okay, so what it means is that if we break this high and we don't come down this low, it is a valid uptrend, right? So now we can look for buys around this zone, or we can look for, if we break this high, we can now look for buys around this zone. I know this is not perfect though, but like I just want you guys to understand what it means to have an uptrend. Okay, in consideration with a lot of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, that is an uptrend. And then I would like to show you an example. Perfect. Come on, let me look at a 15 minutes time frame, a shorter, a lower time frame, so you guys can get a better picture of what it means. Okay. Yeah, this is even better. Just want you guys to understand what a trend is and how to use it to your advantage. Basically, you see a downward movement like this, okay? A downward movement like this. Then we can see like a break. Then we start seeing beautiful. See, this is a low, higher low. I mean higher high, higher low, higher high. Now this created a lower low, right? Okay, but then I also said that for an uptrend, there are two things I look for. He has to create an higher high and also not break a lower low. But this has broken a lower low, okay? But can we say this is invalid? No, because after creating this lower low, what did he do? He pushed upwards. So you also need to, that's why patience is key in trading. You also need to be patient sometimes. You don't jump at every reaction or every major reaction. Sometimes it can be manipulation. Like I said again, this market is highly volatile. And because it's very volatile, there can be a lot of manipulations in the market. So like when you're looking at markets like this, you need to calm down. You need to take your time to understand why we've acted this way. So as soon as you've seen this now, okay, so we have here an higher high. So this is an higher low, higher high, because now we've broken the last high, then a low and an high. So basically this is a complete uptrend because over time we've been having more higher highs and more higher lows. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys understand what I've said so far. So now let's talk about downtrend. Okay, so first things first, what's the downtrend? Downtrend is basically the downward movement of the market. It means there's a lot of sellers in the market. Like there are more supply of the token than demand for the token, and of course, when there's more supply than demand, the price crashes. If the supply of conflict is so much in the market that the demand is so low, nobody wants this conflict again. Of course, they have to reduce the price of the market. It's something similar to the crypto market, forex market. For the downtrend, we are having lower highs and lower lows. Please don't forget that. You can jot it down to be helpful for you. So lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So we can even see something like this that will break a former lower high, but then all this manipulation. That's why in markets you need to be very, very attentive. You need to have patience. So now here's the downtrend, right? And for every downtrend there is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So let's look at it. Lower low. Perfect. So now you guys understand what I mean. So basically for a downtrend we have a lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, basically we are breaking structures downwards with downwards movement basically. So here we are creating downwards movement, breaking the previous lower low, creating a new lower low, not breaking the last previous lower high. I mean, sometimes we can actually even break the previous lower high, but then what you have to wait for is the reaction at the bottom at the lower low, because like that's what matters. If we break the previous lower high and there is a rejection at this area, then we can also start looking for an uptrend, start thinking if it's a possible uptrend. But like if it's a downtrend, if it's a proper downtrend, then like there would be a break of this low. I mean, there will be let's say a possible break of this high and then a break of this low. It's also possible now to apply this into a chart, and then here, so this is the lower high, it's the lower low, because we're looking for the lowest part, then lower high, then this area, then something I want you guys to even look at exactly what I was explaining about something like this. So now let's look at these areas properly. Here we can see the last lower low, lower high to the lower low to the lower high, okay, to the lower low, and we said the downtrend is something is a trend where there is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, then this is the lower high. So usually normally there's not supposed to be a break of this area again, since it's the last high that created this low, okay, but then we add the what, we add the break, right, we add the break, we add the break of this trend, right? Now will we still call this a lower low, or we would still call this a downtrend? We don't know yet. The reason why is because we have to also check for what the market would do at this zone. Okay, is the market going to break? Is the market going to hold? Is the market going to reject? Okay, it's a these are key places. So now, because we know this, we already have the idea of what a trend is, we have to wait to know. You cannot just buy and say, okay, because it has broken this eye now it's an uptrend. No, if you're not careful, you will lose your money. So come down, see market made a low, and that eye, a lower eye again, then lower low, a lower eye, then it broke, right? Even though it rejected, but it broke, which is very, very key. It broke, then came again to break out. That's what I'm saying. Like in this market, there's a lot of manipulation. So now it broke this lower high again. You would think market wants to buy. Okay. Now created this low, and then again break, but it rejected. So now this area is a lot of manipulation. Okay, so now the only time you can count that it's a break of an eye is when, and you can think of of an uptrend is when there's a break of an eye, okay, and then it did not come back to test the lows again. So I hope you people understand what I've said. If you don't understand, you can just leave your questions in the comment section. I would try my best as much as possible to also explain. I think I would also leave my contact, my Telegram, so you can also text me on Telegram. So yeah, that's just the idea behind trend, and it's very, very, very helpful. It's one of the things you would need as a trader. So yeah, now we know about candlesticks, we know about trends, and then we just talk about time frames. So we'll be talking about time frames in the next video that I'll post. So yeah, please keep watching, please keep subscribing. Please don't forget to share and subscribe as well.